I was on a journey masquerading as if I cared about playing Survivor. So the whole time I'm on the journey, I'm in every moment. Like I have a saying now that's developed, it's every breath and every step I take, right? Is a prayer. So that has developed because every moment I was sitting in that place, I was talking to the creator on a level of like I'm talking to you now in my head, because I could be in a, doing something, but I am still consciously always saying, hey, I'm really pumped. Like I'm so glad to be here, and I'm just looking to see what's coming or in the moment. So I'm on a show, but my mindset is somewhere else. And I think that shows because people say to me when I've been on the show, they basically say, you never really played, did you? I went, no, I didn't. I did the absolute opposite. I mean, I played with all the enthusiasm in the challenges. I give it everything, man. Like I was like, this is good fun. But I never felt alone because I was always in good company.
Mm. Right, right.
I was in my vessel, and I was now feeling as if, okay, that voice that spoke to me and said, I'm going to make you a little bit famous. I kind of figured this was probably a bit of a catalyst for that. and I
Yeah.
got and I got picked out of the crowd. As you know, like in that show, I did things that most Survivor people wouldn't do. They're typically trying to undermine everybody. And I was actually trying to uplift, most of the people or
Right.
help.
The whole thing with the cookies and the sharing the cookies and
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
that.
that cookie story, it's fun. I'm glad you mentioned it because I was only just talking to a young lady yesterday who would love to do a podcast with me. And here's a little, I'll just make it short and sweet. That scene with the cookies and the firewood, I actually broke down in such a way they stopped filming.
Really?
Yeah. And
And
the and the
just for context, for the audience that may not, especially in the US, that may not have seen it, just set the stage real quick. You had the choice between firewood and sharing.
Yeah, so I could share the cookies. No, sorry, I could share the firewood, but I had to keep the cookies and eat them myself and keep them secluded. Now, I didn't know you could break the rules in Survivor because Jerry, who goes on to win the thing, he's in the same dilemma and he's using the cookies as bartering tools. It's like, I thought a rule was a rule, man. If they say you can't share it, you can't share it. But hey, they don't mind if you break the rules, right? Makes
Right.
good TV.
Good
Makes
TV, exactly.
so, because I'm now in this thing where I'm now choosing to be the person I want to become, that's what Survivor was for me. It was a grounding. It was putting me in an environment that they were basically saying, we're taking everything away from you and we're going to treat you like rubbish. And you're surrounded by people that hate you. And so that's brilliant. That's what I needed. I wanted to be in that environment to see how I would shine above it, I guess, right?
Hmm.
Um, in that incident, I break down. The cameraman stops filming, and he's not really meant to talk to you, but he's like, "Are you okay, mate?" That's how concerned he is. Mate, you really like. He's thinking this is cookies and firewood. Why is this guy bawling his eyes out? And if you watch that scene, you'll see some of that emotion. Um, I said, mate, I'm making a decision on who I want to be,
Mm.
not what I'm doing. Like I want to, this is to me a moment where I get to actually really discover what I would do in situations that like make you want to do this, right?
Right.
So anyway, I decided to take the firewood back, and nobody in the camp really gave us stuff. They just kind of was like, oh, you could have eaten the cookies, man, we don't care, because we're all assholes. Like, what does
You're
it
going to be
matter?
out at tribal council anyways, so you might as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, you should have stuffed your guts, right? Anyway, the funniest thing is, if we jump forward now to when that airs on television,
Yeah.
I've now got Instagram. I'm watching the show for the first time myself. I get a message on Instagram, in my DMs, and there's this young lady. She says to me, Tarzan, she says, I got to tell you, she said, I'm a prostitute and I'm a crack addict. But what I saw you do tonight shifted something in me that made me give up both of those things right now. I'm never turning back to these things. And that's
Really?
like what in 2017, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
she's writing to me yesterday, and in that time from 2017 to now, she has completely changed her life
Really?
because of that small thing of not eating bloody cookies and taking fight. She saw the energy that was within me that was going across the screen, man. Like I wasn't sitting there with her. She's watching it. Months later, it airs, and she's watching it, and she's now having this enlightenment and this transformation within that's profound enough now to have carried her out of the addiction, out of that career, if you like. And she's now living in the country with a new boyfriend. She's got a good life. She's actually doing good for other people. So,
Wow.
man, would you take the cookies?
It's that's amazing, and it's just like you were talking about in the beginning. What is an enlightenment? Enlightenment is anything that changes your perspective from the life that you're living to the
Mm,
life that you want to live,
mm,
and how amazing that something was going on in her, and
yeah,
perhaps she had been whirling about it in her mind, in her heart, and she sees you, and something about that speaks to her,
yeah.
and literally without you having any idea of who she is and her not knowing really you're just a
uh,
character on TV to her, changes her
Exactly.
life. That's incredible.
But
Wow.
I think that is the power of what like and my journey now. I'm seeing more and more of that. I can tell you stories about the miraculous. I can tell you stories about the miraculous even on film sets that I've seen happen. Now, if I'm going to make you a little bit famous, for what reason? Like, do I need to be famous? No.
Yeah.
Do I need the money? No. So the reason is for whatever reason that the creator says to me, I'm going to chuck this guy into this circle because he's going to get the job done, I guess. I don't know, man. It's like I wasn't looking for fame.